Hey everyone, today we're taking a look at someone who is arguably the most fan-favorite character in the Star Wars universe that did not appear in a film. We're looking at the Star Wars Black Series Darth Revan figure from Hasbro. Okay, let's take a quick look at packaging first. We've got the standard Star Wars Black Series box, the red and the black that we've been getting since The Force Awakens started. So we've got some artwork of Darth Revan down there in the bottom. We've got his name. We've got the figure and his accessories in full view in that window. We've got his number, 34. We've got that same artwork again with a quick little bio. And then we've got another window on the side with his name. And that's about it. Pretty standard stuff. Let's crack this guy open. First impressions of this guy, I really like what Hasbro did here. I was very excited to get my hands on this figure, as I know a lot of other people were. Darth Revan has been a long-awaited figure in the Black Series, and he doesn't really exist in too many other facets of the Star Wars franchise. So there, you can't really get your hands on him in too many different ways. As far as sculpt goes, we've got some great sculpt work on the mask. You've got a lot of texturing on the hood, which is a single molded piece of plastic that kind of bleeds into the soft goods. And we've got a lot of texturing on the arms. We've got a lot of texturing on the belt. Pretty much every place that could have some sort of texture has it applied. The chest piece has a lot of detail sculpted into it. We have got let me pull up we've got texturing on the, I guess, this piece of what would be fabric in any other instance of the character, but it's plastic here. We've got sculpt work on the legs. We've got knee pads, and the shin guards are sculpted. And then we've got detailing on the boots. So, you know, overall, I like the look of him. I think they got him down pretty well, just based on my experience with the character, knowing what he looks like. I think this is a pretty accurate representation of him. We have got soft goods, like I mentioned, and they bleed in from this plastic piece. So I think my assumption here is that they did it this way so that we didn't have a soft goods hood, which would potentially be awkward to pose and sit on him funny. So, you know, this should all be one piece, but they opted to go with the soft goods on the back of the cloak versus the whole piece, which I think works out pretty well. We do have kind of the skirt piece for the second portion of the cloak. It does kind of hinder his movement just a bit, but I don't think you're going to be doing the splits with this guy, so it doesn't really matter. If they would have done anything different, it would have been like a split in the fabric versus there being a seam right around this area. But I think it works out well, and I haven't had any issues posing him because of how the soft goods are set up. As far as paint goes, he's actually got a decent amount. We've got the silver on the boots and on the shins and on the knees. We have got kind of the rose gold, coppery kind of color on the gauntlets, on the hands, on the belt, and on the chest piece. And we've got obviously we've got paint on the mask. We've got the red, and then kind of that gunmetal gray color there. So overall, I think the overall look and feel of this guy is really good. As far as articulation goes, he suffers a bit because of the implementation of this hood. We've got pretty much no movement in the head. You can't do anything to it. The head is on a ball joint, but there's no way to move it unless you were to pop this off, and I'm not going to try that. The shoulders have pretty good range of motion despite the plastic hood being in place. I haven't had any issues there. They have a hinge and a swivel. We've single jointed elbow because this is a Black Series figure, so why can't we get a double joint here? We've got a ball joint and a hinge at the wrist. He does have a bit of an ab crunch torso rotation, but the sculpt kind of gets in the way of that, but he does bend a little bit. The legs, like I showed before, they go out about that far. He's got double jointed knees, which is pretty standard for a Black Series at this point. We've got a swivel and a hinge at the boot. So overall, I think he's got a decent amount of articulation. You know, I haven't had any issues posing him, kind of getting him into a few different poses pretty well. No issues there. So overall, I'm pretty pleased with this guy. You know, as always, I would love to have double jointed elbows on a Black Series figure, but this guy doesn't suffer too much from their absence. So let's take a look next at the two accessories this guy comes with. Now, as far as accessories go, this guy comes with two lightsabers. So Darth Revan has his purple saber and he's got his red saber. The purple saber has a more of a kind of Knights of the Old Republic style hilt to it. It looks older, it looks more antiquated, and then we've got the red one, which looks more in line with what you see in the more normal Star Wars lightsabers. He doesn't have any issue holding them. I've had no problems getting him into poses with him. So they're kind of basic Star Wars Black Series lightsabers. The purple one is my favorite of the two, just because of the unique hilt that it has. But these are pretty standard for a Black Series character, so not too much to go into detail on. So let's take a look at this guy as a whole. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with what we got here in the Darth Revan figure. He's not groundbreaking by any means in terms of Black Series figures, but he's also a solid figure all around. He has the articulation that I expect to get. He's got good implementation of soft goods. I do like what they did with that plastic hood, although it does kind of hinder that head articulation. I'd much rather have a piece of hard plastic as a hood rather than soft goods that are just going to sort of flop around and not look very good when he's posing. I always want double jointed elbows on a Black Series figure, but like I said, this guy doesn't suffer from having this single joint. Sculpt is good, paint is good. He looks like the character that we have been waiting for in Black Series. So, you know, if you haven't got him, track him down. He's obviously going to be hard to find, at least for a while. Everybody wants him. So, you know, that's going to do it for this review, guys. As always, stay tuned to Toy Bro for more reviews, and until next time.